I want you to meet my best friend. No, not her. This guy. Oh, Lucy, I'm just joking. What's up, socials? Happy Sexy Wednesday. It is your official 2015 edition of What Apps Are on Amy's iPhone, which everybody knows means what's on the first 2 screens because there's far too many apps on here for one video. Let's rip through them, shall we? On the front page, only the essentials, of course. First, Google Calendar. I'm very disappointed I'm not using Sunrise anymore, but Outlook acquired it and is planning on getting rid of it altogether, so I had to switch to something that just makes sense. And unfortunately, that's Google Calendar. Still getting used to it. Todoist is my task manager. It's the only one that I like on desktop and on mobile. I hate the name and I wish I was using something else, but it's very effective and I have lots of karma with them. Good karma if you're a Todoist user. You know what I'm talking about. Evernote is, of course, the most important because I keep all of my important notes here so I can check on desktop and on mobile all the things from business to personal in my Evernote. Photos. Obviously. Instagram, obviously. Snapchat, okay, this is like my guilty pleasure. This is where I like to share my favorite photos that I don't want to exist after longer than 24 hours. Studio, this is the YouTube app for people that create YouTube videos. This is a great way to check your analytics, comments on the fly, and anything that the major YouTube app really doesn't support for the sake of creator tracking information and your uploads. Facebook groups, because groups is probably the only reason why I still love Facebook. The Social Authority membership forum is hosted with the groups on Facebook feature, so I like to keep this one on the front so that any of my members can get a hold of me anytime through that group. Notes for iPhone. I like to have multiple places to take notes, but notes specifically is where I like to prep any Instagram copy that I'm planning on using for an image, or if I'm creating a title for a periscope. I don't like to create it in Periscope because what if you accidentally press the broadcast button and you weren't done with your title? I hate that. So I do all of the copy that is for mobile posting in Notes and then copy paste it where it goes. Periscope, because this is like my second favorite social network these days. Loving Fitbit, because I like to track my activity, which is usually just sitting in front of a computer for 18 hours a day, but still, you gotta track it. Starbucks app, because if you go to Starbucks app is critical. You gotta get those points, you gotta get that free drink, right? Why would I pull my debit card out to pay for a coffee when I can just show you the app on my phone? Hello? Strides, this is a new app that I've been using to track progress on goals. So if I have a weekly goal of maybe number of steps, thanks to Fitbit, or if I have a number of goals of new members or renewing members of my membership group, or just how many pages of a book I've read this week, I like to use Strides to make sure I'm staying on point with what I want to be at so that I will actually achieve it. It reminds me every day, here is where you are with your goal this week. Step it up a bit. Apple Music, because I'm thinking about getting rid of Spotify. Loving the Apple Music. Of course, it doesn't really do playlists the way I want them to, so the jury's still out on that. Podcasts, because I like to listen to podcasts. Gotta keep up that self-education. The Weather Channel, because I'm always curious about what the weather is, because I live in the Midwest, so yeah. Then we of course have the phone, Twitter, Safari the browser, and Messages, because those are the 4 that should be on every single screen. On the second page here we have Gmail, because guess what? That's where my email is. Asana is where I put all of editorial plans for Savvy Sexy Social and Social Authority membership group. This is where I track what video I'm about to create, what podcast is coming out, what blab I'm scheduling, what live training for the membership I'm doing. This is all laid out in a calendar layout in Asana. Pocket is all that stuff I want to read later. I actually wish I used that more. I don't. Pages for Facebook, because the second favorite reason for Facebook is my brand page, so I have to make sure I can post to it very quickly. YouTube, the main app, so that when I want to watch a video, I can pull up my subscription. Swarm, because I'm still a whore for Foursquare, even though nobody uses it, and literally it's just so I can track where I've been. It's only for me. I don't want to be friends with anybody on Swarm. I don't want anyone to know where I am. I just want to be able to look back and see where I've been. This is weird, I know. Messenger on Facebook, because people send me messages there, feel like I gotta check them, kinda drives me crazy, but it works. Waze is the GPS app that I use, and I don't drive, so the fact that that's there is hilarious because I rarely use it because I don't go anywhere because I don't drive a car. Savvy Sexy Social, because that is a bookmark to my website so I can look at it anytime I want to. which I like to do. It's always good to know what your site looks like on mobile. You should just start looking at it more often. Google the app, because I Google things all the time. Maybe you've heard of it. Daily Vice is absolutely exactly the way it sounds. There is one piece of jewelry for sale every day at 3 p.m. Eastern, and I usually buy it because this app is really, really good at curating nice and cheap jewelry. So it is absolutely becoming my daily vice, and it is called Daily Vice. Amazon, because duh. Slack, because I like to chat with my friends where we have little communities and talk about things and, hey, can you share this kind of thing? Or, hey, what do you guys think about this idea? Lots of good collaboration happening in Slack for content creators. WordSwag, this is the best app for adding text to your images for Instagram or anything really. It makes it really, really, really pretty, which is great when you want to share your favorite quote. It's also been really handy for the new Savvy Sexy Social Instagram account. Watermark is also very handy because I've been putting the SavvySexySocial.com watermark on all of my Instagram photos for the new Instagram account for Savvy Sexy Social. Hootsuite, because this is where I like to track different lists. It's a lot easier to use Hootsuite to track lists and different things in Twitter than actually Twitter itself. I actually only like Twitter for replying to mentions, but if I'm trying to just find conversations to engage in, I like the Hootsuite app for this. On this third page, we have the App Store, Settings, PayPal, and Stripe, because these are all critical things that I like to have on their own screen so I know exactly where they are. 2 of them so that I can make my phone work better, and the other 2 so I know how much money I've made lately, because that's why they're there. And then this last page is a cluster of folders with lots of other apps that I rarely use but refuse to delete. That's all for today's socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always, and I hope your iPhone survives whatever you just downloaded in bulk.